Okay, so I was looking at a long video about scalpers in the UK taking money from people and them saying no regrets for what they did. Now, I don't know what their agenda is. I don't know what kind of criminal past they have, if anything, but that's a really shitty thing to say, that you're going to take money from people. You're going to take money from people. You're going to take items from people that they worked hard for. They worked hard all year, and they want to get a PS5 for themselves or their loved one, and then you a-holes decide to use bots to abuse the system to try to not try to actually take away, literally rob them of their chance of getting a PS5 or an RX, whatever number that is out there. For some reason, bots, that, whenever I go to a website there, like of a secured one, it has like are you a robot? And it has a check mark. But for some reason, these people get around that thing some way, somehow. I don't know how, but they do. But the main thing I need to tell you in this video on how to make scalpers pay for their actions is one word, 4 letters, wait. And what I mean is, you have to tell your family and loved ones that you must be patient and wait a few months to get one. Feeding into scalpers makes them happy, makes them grow. If you're going to pay like double or triple the market value for that item, you are part of the problem. You must be calm, you must be patient, and wait, 3, 4, 5 months, maybe more, for your console of choice. But giving in right now because you have no self-control, you're letting them win. You must be patient. Either get really lucky or use a bot like them, pay them money, and then maybe get yours with their program. Or you just be a nice, patient consumer like me and wait. Wait until they get a lot more stock out there, and then you'll be able to get it with ease. Getting it now makes scalpers want to do this more often. If they sell out, if let's just say a scalping group has 3,000 PS5s in their household, and they sell all 3,000 PS5s at 1,000 each, they're going to make a lot of money, obviously, of course. But what if they only sell 1,000 of them? Only 1,000 people lost self-control and only bought 1,000. That's 2,000 PS5s doing nothing in their house. They're going to learn the lesson. However, if all 3,000 sold out in their homes, you know what they're thinking? I should have bought 5,000. I should have bought 7,000. If you make it so they don't prosper, then they're not going to do it anymore. What's the number one thing that police tell you when a criminal gets away with it? They're going to return to the scene of the crime because they know they can get away with it. If you let them win, they won't do it again. You must be patient. But look, a lot of people out there want a PS5. Yeah, no doubt about that. But the problem is out there, Sony, for whatever reason, decided to not make enough to meet demand for whatever reason. He decided to make I don't know, 10,000 for the entire world of 5 billion people, or sorry, me about 2 billion gamers for some reason. And over time, they're going to make more. And who's to say those scalpers, those bots, won't get those as well? You got to be patient. My suggestion, keep playing PS4. Try to beat the real version of Neo. In other words, got to beat the game twice. Beat that. Persona 5, 200 hours. Yakuza Collection, 100 hours each. Dragon Quest, 100 hours. I can go on and on. Fallout, 76 and 4, hundreds of hours right there. Play those games at your leisure. Go on Netflix, play, play whatever movie or show you like to see, and just chill. Don't give scalpers a chance to want to do this again. If they fail this time, they're going to catch on and believe that people don't want to buy marked up prices, marked up products. They just want a profit. If you don't give them that, they're not going to do it. What's that slogan? Supply and demand. If no one demands it, then they're stuck with 2,000, paperweights. There's probably going to be a video out there of them destroying 2,000 PS5s. Or worst case, or best case scenario in this situation. I'll get to your question in a second. Is that they'll eventually, maybe in a couple months, when the demand is not as high, they'll sell those PS5s for the actual price and try to recoup their losses. If they burn or destroy all those PS5s, then they are losing a lot of money. So eventually, when the supply is greater and the demand is still when the supply is greater, when somebody puts it out there, the value for those PS5s that they have in their house go lower and lower. Sony has to keep pumping out those PS5s, like week by week, month by month, and more people will get it. And the value of the PS5s will drop and drop. I see eBay. I just went to eBay before I did this video. eBay, more or less, has the PS5s going for about double what they cost, which is what I checked about a week ago before that. So they're not going for like triple or insane numbers. 1,200 is probably the highest I saw, but on average it's about 980-ish for 550 with tax console. So be patient and you'll get yours in a few months. The reason why I'm being patient is because I know how the game works. It's in my first rodeo. 3 years' time, there's going to be a better version of the PS5. You think this big, bulky piece over here will be like the main PS5? No! It's going to be slimmer, have more hard drive space, and have cheaper games at that time. PS5 Slim. Or Diet, whatever they want to call it. You're going to have that. So, 3 years' time, there's going to be another better version of PlayStation 5. Probably costs $400 and not $500. And yeah, it'll be all the bugs will be tested, all the updates will be good to go. So wait a couple years. PS4 will likely be updated around that. PS4 will be still represented by game developers until about that time. I would say 3 or 4 years of the PS4, and then developers and would stop making games for PS4. That's kind of how it was with the PS3. PS3 stopped having games completely around 5 years down the line of the PS4. This is year 8, I think, with the PS4. So like PS4 has a lot of life left because there's so many units out there, and developers can't ignore that. So Kajit says, I think Sony made so little because they want to maintain the demand of their new console, just like what Nintendo did with the Switch and the Wii, by the way. Trust me, I know about the Wii. Yeah, they did it intentionally. Sony did this because, okay, the reason why companies do stuff like this and they artificially inflate the amount to make demand high is because, honestly, they can. What I mean by that, I don't like to catch it like that. The reason why they do that is because those companies, like Nintendo and Sony, know it's one word. Teflon. No matter what they do, people will still buy their stuff. To artificially create demand, higher demand than usual, they release very few at a time. But what's the purpose? You're thinking, why don't they release all their stuff at once just to get it out of the way? The demand won't be as high. The same, okay, I'm going to put some stuff into you right now. Kajit, you asked a very good question. I'm going to spit some knowledge at you that most people don't know about unless you're in the business. Two situations I'm thinking about right now. Seasons of TV shows on Netflix or whatever, or okay, so a season on a Netflix show has about 10 episodes, but sometimes like The Boys or Mandalorian, they do one episode at a time. The reason why they do that for The Boys or Mandalorian is because they know you're gonna watch anyway. If you look at Saved by the Bell or other not as popular type of things, they do 10 all at once. Why do you think they do that? Because they're not as popular or strong as The Boys or Mandalorian. Here's another one. If you don't get what I'm saying, why Sony's doing this whole little by little thing, one more thing. 3 letters. DLC is the exact same thing. How do you artificially keep the hype going for a game years down the line? DLC. If Sony releases a little by little of their very popular Teflon products, week by week by week by month, you keep the PS5 and Sony name out there for weeks and months, if not years to come. If Sony released all of their stock, let's just say a million, a million stock of the PS5s on week one, mostly everybody who had it will have it. And by the end of that month, barely anybody will be talking about the PS5. But because they artificially created a higher demand by limiting supply, they created a longer discussion value for the PS5 for months, if not years. They can do this because they can. If you're a smaller company, like let's just say Apple, no, not Apple because they're big. A lesser name company. I'm not going to go any names. A lesser name company when they come out there and they wanted to get into console space. Good luck with that now. But let's just say they did. They got to push it out everything at once so more people have it and can talk about it at that time. If you do little by little by little that thing that company that no one knows about, no one's going to care down the line because people are going to be like, "Oh, I don't have it. No one else has it. No one's talking about it. It can't be that good because no one has it." You got to push it. If you're not a big name, you got to push as many people having your product as possible. If you are a big name, you can get away with that one, and by releasing little by little by little to keep the conversation going for all of this time. That's why they do that. I knew they would do it too. I knew they would. To my girlfriend that too. I was like, "Why'd you get a PS5? You gonna play it?" I'm like, no, I'm not stupid. I know exactly what Sony's doing. I know Nintendo's going to do the exact same thing with their next console, likely released next year. They're going to do the exact same thing with their consoles. They're going to release a small amount to increase demand, and that's that. Kajit says this reminds me of what Popeye's chicken sandwich. Um, yeah, I bought a Popeye chicken sandwich just to see what the hype was all about. And that's exactly what Popeyes did. That's exactly what Popeyes did. I think McDonald's did that with the McRib. They're doing it now with the spicy chicken as well. It was like a month and it was gone. I don't fucking understand that shit. Have it all the time. Who fucking cares? What the fuck? It's too fucking good though. The spicy chicken is legit though. If the spicy chicken nuggets from McDonald's, I fuck with that. I fucks with that. It's the same crunchy texture you expect from the McNuggets, but the spice they put on there, it'll get you. It'll get you. It's good. It's good. Popeye chicken sandwich. I can easily make a better. I can easily make a better version of the Popeye chicken sandwich. Easily. As my GF. Easily. Crunchy, soft in the middle, little bit of condiments on there, the onions, the tomatoes, the pickles, or whatever. Easy, easy. And those that are watching the channel, one word: Tyson chicken patties. Cook that in the oven for about 30 minutes. It'll be better than Papa chicken sandwich. It's that simple. It'll have the same texture as Papa chicken sandwich. It's the same thing. You pay like $12 for like a big bag. You get like 40 of them in a bag. You get a whole bunch. You get a whole bunch. So like Papa chicken sandwich was nothing to me. Like I knew all about that shit there. They have big breast patties over there too. The same old shit there. Papa's ain't doing anything special. So like yeah. So that's what big companies do, that kind of stuff. They release it small because they can. Apple will do the same thing with their iPhones. So that's why they do that. It's nothing. It's nothing. They won't. The same reason scalpers take advantage of it is the same reason that Sony creates a small amount, because they can. Business and entrepreneurship. Hearing and seeing this kind of business strategy is pretty interesting. I read about this in one of my textbooks. Yeah, I went to school for business and strategies, marketing strategy to be exact. And yeah, I know all about the game and what they do. I know about commercial strategy as well. So like, yeah, I know my stuff. So like, yeah, they're not doing anything new. It's the same thing. I think I was in marketing strategy since early 2000s. So like, yeah, I was very good at one. I understood exactly what they're doing. Those textbooks, we had textbooks at the time. Oh yeah, by the way, Kaji, no one knows about this part, but like, no, I actually did a reaction on my channel for this one. But on my channel, I did a reaction for Save at the Bell. I didn't watch I didn't watch the whole episode on the channel, but I did watch it when the camera went off. And the main episode was about not judging a book by its cover, stereotypes essentially. And one of the things that happened later on the episode, which I didn't react to, was there was a part which I never seen in reality before, and I think it probably does exist, knowing how the technology works nowadays. Mac Morris, look at that name, Mac Morris, took his iPad out and touched the machine, and the machine gave him all the textbooks in his iPad. I'm like, excuse me? So like textbooks, and so like everyone in the school is privileged except for like a certain small few. So textbooks don't exist anymore. Everything's in your fucking iPad, and you read off your iPad. I'm sad that actually exists. I broke my back so many fucking times. Those textbooks were heavy. there was a certain scene in there where she says that I don't have an iPad, and Mac Morris is like, don't have? What is that? Don't have. I'm like, these privileged ass kids get everything they want whenever they want. I like it. I want to see how this goes. So yeah, I was gonna watch Save by the Bell before I did this, but I said, let me get the word out real quick. But yeah, that's why they do the whole thing with the PS5 and everything, and yeah. So like yeah, it's not gonna stop. If they're gonna do the exact same thing for the future, so don't be surprised by that. If you want to get a PS5, I would bet you can easily get one sometime in March, when like the sprinkles of it, are reached the masses. So like, yeah, I doubt the bot people will be getting any more, because they want to get rid of the supply first and then restock. If they get rid of the restock fast, they want to get more. If it doesn't, if it's not as, if the people don't give in and keep waiting, they're not going to get rid of the supply. So just chill. If they, you got to make sure that they don't get supply. You got to wait and be patient. Here's a secret story that I didn't tell anybody, but when I was in GameStop a couple days ago, there was some teenagers in there, a couple kids, male teenagers, definitely look like teenagers because they didn't have a mask on. I can see their whole face in the GameStop, of course. So like they were talking about the PS5 and NBA 2K, and then the kid said, "When are you going to get the PS5?" The cashier said, "We're likely to get it Friday." They didn't say what time, just Friday. And then I said under my breath and my mask, yeah, probably 2 or 3 copies. And the kid was like, 2 or 3 copies, and I'm like, mm-hmm. In my head, that's usually how it works with these stores, these big stores. That's usually how it works. 2 or 3 copies, but probably 2 or 3 copies, not 10 like you would think. 2 or 3 copies, just to say they had enough, or just to say they had it. 2 or 3 copies. In reality, it was like 2 copies, bro. I was on Twitter. Yeah, 2 copies. 2 copies. Yep. Go on Twitter. Whenever laugh, go on Twitter and look up GameStop, and you'll see a lot of fucking rage for GameStop or Best Buy not having the PS5s. It's quite pathetic. Like to see their Sony's evil at work, quite interesting to me. GameStop is trending on Twitter. That's how popular GameStop is trending. Not the PS5, but GameStop itself. Unbelievable. So oh, you had laptops in your high school? Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. I think I've heard about maybe 10 years ago, in 2010s or something like that. Kids started kids started getting laptops to work on in school instead of actual textbooks. My thoughts on that one is fine, because the future is right here. We can't deny it. We cannot deny this. We cannot deny that print media, aka paper media, is dead. We can't deny that. A large majority of people need to learn how to type as fast as possible. Get used to a computer, because a computer and you will be synced together until you die. That's the way it is. So maybe back in the 90s, maybe in the 90s when I went to school, it was like textbooks are fine. They didn't know really about some computers like that per se, and what the internet could be. They didn't know anything about that one, so I didn't take a lot of courses in typing. My current word per minute is 45, which I think is pretty good. So like the reason why I'm so good at typing is because back in I guess maybe a decade ago, 2008, I would say, I played a game called Typing of the Dead from Sega. I thought it was a very unique concept for a video game. You type words in order to live. And I was like, this is a good ass fucking game. And they had some weird like combination words in there to throw you off, mainly bosses. But yeah, that got me. It shocked my mind to type faster than what I normally would. It shocked me into that. I used to use Mavis Beacon back in the day to do that, but I found that using what I love and then putting that one into something that I need educationally works a lot better for me when it comes to adrenaline and kicking into my system and staying there. So I used Typing of the Dead to learn how to type faster. Yeah, I type faster than most millennial kids nowadays, which is weird. I don't fucking understand why, because they basically were born into a computer. I don't understand that, but yeah, it's actually kind of something. Yeah, it's got to learn the layout of the keyboard. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like how you learn how to play a piano. You get a feel for the keys and where they're at, so you know whenever you're going back and forth with a command and a melody, you know where to go next. And yeah, I play the piano too. But like, yeah, you learn how to play the piano the same way you learn how to play on the keyboards. Same kind of thing there. You know the notes, you know the ums, you know the tones and the E and F chords. You know them. So once you learn the foundation, yeah, you're good to go. It's really simple, self-explanatory. I'd never learned script for computers. I never learned Java or C++. It was way over my head. It was way too much over what I wanted to do in my life, so I just didn't care. No thanks. So I never learned that stuff. Java, go to hell. No way. No, no. My boy, he learned C++ and Java because he's a tech guy, and he helps me with knowing which computers are the best computers. So my boy helps me out with that one. There's actually here's another extra little side note for those that are watching this video that no one really knows out there, because it's not really public knowledge. Currently out there, but extremely difficult to get, is a 15.6-inch laptop, 16 gigabyte RAM, 1,000 SSD storage, 1.8 gigahertz processor, and an i7 10th generation processor for $1,000. No surprise, it's sold out everywhere. So there you go. That's a little extra tidbit from me to you who made the part in this video. Thank you very much for watching. This entire time, my Neo game has been on. I've been waiting for someone to come save me because a monster, well, not really a monster, just a guy who fucking like turns into a monster mid-battle. Help me with this Brit shit there. 25 minutes pass by and no one helps me. Not a single soul helps me. Well, I gotta do what I gotta do. Leroy!